Basically what happened was this guy, PC Focus, over on Twitter posted this little video, and it was just them playing AC Odyssey, running through, and then they tapped the select button to pull up the map, and it pulled up a full page ad. Black Friday sale. Take advantage of 20% off the latest games in the series. AC Mirage 20% off by now. And they're like, what the hell? Like I'm playing the game, and you popped up that while I'm playing, like you're advertising to me while I play the game. That seems screwy. And Ubisoft came out afterwards just to immediately kind of shut this down. They said, we've been made aware that some players encountered a pop-up message in-game while playing certain AC titles yesterday. This was the result of a technical error that's now been fixed. Our intention was to display a promotion for AC Mirage as part of the franchise news in the main menu of other Assassin's Creed games. Unfortunately, this technical error caused the promotion to appear in one of our in-game menus instead. We want to ensure the best player experience possible, and these disruptive pop-ups were promptly removed once we learned of the issue. We appreciate your understanding as we investigate the cause of the issue, the AC team. And then it was community noted, which you gotta love community notes. They said this technical error was already in AC Odyssey 4 years ago and could also appear when opening the map. And they show a video of that here where somebody's playing and runs into this same thing once again, where an ad pops up for the DLC while they're playing the game. And this was 3535, looks like. And this was, again, dated 4 years ago. 3535. Let's see it. Pulls up the menu. An ad pops up, closes it out, and keeps playing. It's not the first time this has happened. It is technically possible that this was another technical issue. It could be that they pushed a little too hard and thought they could get away with it, and people spoke up and it went viral and people were upset about it, and so then they walked it back, because this tweet did get a lot of attention. I mean, it did just under 10 million views on Twitter, or X, I guess, which is a concern for Ubisoft. That's enough to get them to notice it. And I mean, honestly, we've seen a lot of this. We've seen a lot of this in a lot of other games. I mean, there was the NBA 2K thing where, you know, they experimented with this, where you would be playing NBA 2K, and then as you're playing, there's like a pop-up for an actual TV ad. And like initially they tried to frame this as, well, it's supposed to be immersive because you're playing the game. And in actual NBA games, there's commercial breaks. So while you're playing the video game, there's commercial breaks. It's all part of the experience and everything. It's just a way of selling ads in a game that you already paid $70 for. That's all it is. And with it, like, what makes it, I think, as much as I absolutely loathe this, at least with sports games, you can argue that, well, sports games are mimicking like sports events and sports games, which do have a lot of advertising. There's lots of little pauses. American football is probably the most egregious, where in total, there's 15 minutes per quarter, 4 quarters in a game. A total game takes an hour to play, an hour of actual gameplay. Each game takes 4 to 6 hours to play through, though. That's how long it is from start of the game to the end of the game, with all the timeouts, commercial breaks, the pauses between plays, when the timer stops because somebody ran out of bounds. Like, it takes 4 hours, and that's all time. Those extra 3 hours are time that they can throw ads in, and where they can advertise and do the panning shot to show all the advertisers that put their logos on the field and all that. And so at least with sports games, you could argue that those players, those gamers, are more accustomed to ads, so they won't notice. And honestly, they probably won't, which is why they thought that they could just easily get away with this, because people are used to it. And so it's not that big of a deal. If they're used to watching basketball and then they play a basketball game and there's ads, it's not that disruptive because it's what they're used to. And then also selling ads like on the court makes sense. You could do that. You know, they can make easy money that way. But in the context of of Assassin's Creed, it's much more disruptive because you're playing the game, you want to pull up the map, and then you have to be greeted with this. It's just unacceptable in my mind. And they're not the only ones that have tried to get away with it. I mean, there was this story it was late 2018, where Street Fighter 5 also, and this is something people have been tweeting around, and I guess I had just forgotten how many of these groups had tried to do this, but as a result of this, I mean, people started retweeting all of these articles and stuff. And, in this case, they tried to put in ads into actual combat sequences supported by, and then just straight up commercials during training mode. It's crazy. I mean, with all of this, the tendency is for these companies to ask for forgiveness, not permission. So they put it in, see if people freak out about it. And if they do freak out about it, they want to see if the reaction is bad enough that they need to pull it. But if they can get away with it still, they'll leave it in. And it's always that push it right up to the line, see if people freak out. And if they do, pull it back. But if not, you just leave it there. Wait a year or two, and then the new line appears and you push it a little bit further. And that's just what they do. They just continue pushing it until they can't anymore. And in the case of Assassin's Creed, I mean, they're saying it was a technical issue. Okay, it doesn't change the fact that this has appeared in their games before. And so it's not unbelievable that they would try to do it again. But that's why people are reacting the way they are. To make it very clear, this is a single player game. It is absolutely unacceptable that there's passive advertising while playing the main story or DLC content. Like it's just madness. It's silly. What's going to be the new line for them? Ads in between gameplay now? Yeah, I mean, Strauss Zelnick, he is the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, and he was saying that he thinks for the amount of work and money that goes into games, they should be charging per hour. It should not be a flat cost to engage with it. And the way some investors and analysts have phrased it is like, if you were going to see a movie, imagine if it were $10 or $15 or whatever to buy your ticket to, let's say, Avengers Endgame or Avatar 3 or whatever. And that ticket for $15 allows you to go to the movie theater and see it as many times as you want. He's like, that wouldn't really make sense because, the cost of the space, the cost of renting out that theater doesn't become any cheaper. The film is still extremely expensive to produce, but for video games, you buy it once and you get unlimited access to it. And he was like, that just doesn't make sense. It needs to be a charge for the amount of enjoyment and amount of time that you spend in it. That's the more proportional way of making money on the game versus a one-time flat cost. I think for a lot of these guys, they'll keep pushing it. They might try to do a subscription model, which, I mean, honestly is basically what that is like for a Fallout First or, for World of Warcraft or any of these games with subscription models. If they can get you to pay $20 a month to play GTA 6 online, that for them makes a lot more sense than having you buy the game for $60 or $70 and then hoping you buy microtransactions. Sell you the monthly cost or the monthly fee and then also charge you for microtransactions and stuff. Do that. Yeah, GTA Plus is already a subscription model, and most people think that GTA Plus was created specifically to prime the user base for GTA 6. Yeah, GTA Plus, so you get all sorts of little perks. You get access to the trilogy, GTA Liberty City Stories, Chinatown Wars. You get like some cars, you get discounts on in-game items, some clothes, sweatpants, nice. Property benefits, you get access to the arcade, 500,000 in-game money, CEO VIP abilities, GTA Van, Diamond Casino Heist. So it actually affects gameplay. 50% off Super Yacht and Casino Penthouse modifications. Free Casino Penthouse member parties. So, I mean, just a lot of these things. And then how much is it? $6 a month, I'm assuming. $6 a month. Yeah, monthly deposit of 500,000. Yeah. So that at least, comes out to what, $72 a year? Fallout First is $100 a year. He took my thing.